Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We will be rounding up the IPL so far and what's happened over the past 10 to 11 days. We have seen home teams dominate, the likes of Rajasthan, KKR, and CSK topping the table. And then in mid-table, we have LSG, GT, and SRH consolidating. The bottom table looks like DC, PKBS, and lastly RCB and MI. So we'll start with the teams which are at the top. What have they done well? Again, the combinations have been really spot on in terms of KKR. We spoke about Gautam Gambhir going there and doing the job. Again, you can see it's yet another franchise there. He's revived and he's brought that franchise very close together. They look really strong. Good spin bowling department. Have some good batters. Phil Salt replacing Jason Roy again has come and stepped in, and you can see the overall combination. Sunil Narayan contributing against RCB has seen them do a really good job. Next team would be RR, again, Rajasthan Royals. Excellent bowling attack. We spoke about it at the auction. The way they play their six batters and their five bowlers, and you can see the bowlers have been really potent in terms of Trent Bolt striking each time he bowls in the power play in the first over, and then supported by Yuzi Chahal. And Andre Berger, we spoke about, would be the find of the overseas, and you can see where he's coming from with the bounce against the Mumbai Indians. The way he performed was really, really good. So you can see them lot, and Riyan Parag with the bat has been a revelation for them. They've stuck with him, they've given him the chances, and he's fully paying back their faith in him. So they look quite strong there. And then we move on to CSK. Again, they started off really well. Shivam Dubey, the impact sub, I thought they've been using him really, really well. And you can see the likes of Rachin Ravinda had a good first game as well. So he's fitted into the team. But I think what we have to talk about here is their bowling in terms of Pathirana and those Yorkers you saw in the Delhi game. Brilliant Yorkers to get two set batters out there. And he's been a revelation. Mustafizur, new recruit coming in, using the slower balls. I think in Chennai that is a real plus, where the ball will just, in those slow pitches, will just grip. And you can see him being the top of the wicket taking charts there in the IPL. The teams which have struggled, again, Mumbai Indians and RCB, again, it is sort of a surprise and not a surprise. RCB, again, their bowling lineup is very weak. We have spoken about this quite for a long time in the IPLs gone by as well. Their batting lineup's the strength, but again, Virat Kohli has just been the only one contributing. The rest, you haven't seen much from Faf du Plessis, Cameron Green, Glenn Maxwell. High expectations, high price tags, but they haven't lived up to the expectations. You've had the likes of DK and Manipal Lahore, who's been really good, and they've been bailing them out in that one game they won, but it's not good enough at the moment. The bowling, Azari Joseph started off again. He was bowling too short in that Bangalore ground. Again, looking at ground dimensions, you got to in Bangalore, you cannot. One thing you can do is not bowl short, because the ground's too small. So you got to bowl that hard length. But I think he got carried away with the two bouncer rule at the start. So they've replaced him now with Reece Topley. Again, you saw Nicholas Puran get on to Reece Topley yesterday in the second to last over, where he scored 3 sixes. Their bowling hasn't been up to the mark. I think in the Chinnaswamy, there's the margin for error for bowlers is very minimal. You can't be bowling full tosses out way outside off stump, and someone like a Puran will just clear you and hit you. So in terms of RCB, again, they need to find the right combination. I think they are bowler short. They are the spinner short. They missed the Chahal. I think they missed a trick there. Overseas bowler, maybe they will need a better bowler to go further into the tournament. But I think the top three, Faf, Cameron Green, and Glenn Maxwell, have to come to the party. Virat cannot do it himself, so I think RCB on that end are struggling, and they don't particularly travel well. So it is very important they win their games at the Chinnaswamy. Coming up to the Mumbai Indians, again, lots of changing and chopping around. You saw Hardik Pandya again. The first three games, he's captain for the Mumbai Indians. On return, he's lost all three. And you contrast it to when he was with the Gujarat Titans. The first three games, they won all three. So again, there's a lot of negativity and bad blood between the Mumbai fans and Hardik Pandya. I think that first needs to be solved, and Hardik needs to perform. He did briefly had a cameo yesterday against Rajasthan Royals, but again, he needed to go big. Well, his team were down 4, but you'd have expected him to bat the whole innings and probably score about a 70 odd to win over the fans. But they've been struggling as well. And also for Mumbai, again, the team's brilliant, but again, how do they gel? We spoke about it. There's too many big players. There's a lot of big egos. How do you bring them together and combine a team with, again, the controversy about the captain? I think that controversy was led to India not announcing their captain. So Mumbai Indians announced Hardik Pandya as their captain, and then India announced Rohit Sharma as their World Cup T20 captain. So just that timing of the decision has created that conflict of interest where how can a nation's captain not be a franchise captain? So that's the debate. And the crowd, the fans are right with what they're saying, but again, it's now they have to gel together, and the Mumbai Indians will need to come big. Tilak Verma has been a standout there for them. Also, contributions from like Brevis would be required. Again, he came on as an impact sub, but he didn't do much yesterday. So Mumbai Indians are really struggling. They need to get off the blocks. I think they will need to win most of their home games to keep themselves in it like RCB, because traveling away will be hard in slow pitches like Chennai, Lucknow. You could see them faltering there. So with the Mumbai Indians, it's all they need to gel together, and they need to gel quick because they're right now at the bottom of the table. The steady teams, the mid-table looks very steady. LSG, I think, look very, very good now from what we're seeing. When they bat first, I think they've won 14 out of their last 16 games. They look like a very balanced side, and with the find of Mayank, with a pace sensation, Mayank Yadav coming in, bowling about 157 clicks at the age of 21, I do see him straight away going into the hat for the Indian T20 World Cup squad. I think they have to play him. He's a rookie, but he is an unknown quantity. I think he will surprise quite a lot of teams. So he looks really, really good. Also, the thing about him is it's not just the sheer pace, it's the sheer pace with the consistency, and the action is very much repeatable, so it's very sustainable in the long run. And the way LSG have looked after him, I think the coaching staff deserve a huge praise here. They've kept him for 2 years, they've shown the faith in him, and now he's repaying it. He was injured last year, but they've just stuck to him, and you can see what comes out now. But it's really, really promising from India and LSG here with what they're doing. And the likes of Nicholas Puran and Quinton de Kock have also come to the party, which has helped them quite a bit. They've contributed significantly in terms, and that is what a good steady side looks like. With regards to the bowling, we've got Bishnoi and Krunal Pandya doing a good job as well. So looks like a good side. GT coming up, they just lost that one game to Chennai. Otherwise, they've been really good as well. With the departure of Hardik Pandya, again, this is a side which is not looking at stars. They just settle. They tend to gel with each other. They've lost so many stars, and they just seem to not get phased. Ashish Nehra, he's been the coach, the captain, the player from the sidelines, talking over the boundary. Such a good coach here. You cannot imagine the significance he's had on this team for 3 years, and he's been pulling all the strings from the boundary rope, relaying the messages. So I think GT there look very, very strong. They look good. Shubman Gill, new captain again. But you have seen the likes of Mohit Sharma, the old fox, coming in, bowling and using the dimensions of the ground, bowling slow balls. You know, the pitch at the Narendra Modi Stadium is quite wide, uh, wide boundaries. So the use of the slow ball, the slow bounces, he's got all the tricks. He's been doing a really good job for them. Moving on to SRH, again a team which has broken all the records, the highest IPL total, 270 odd, likes of Class and coming to the party, Travis Head. They are going to be a team which is going to score big, and they look really, really good. Like, it's a powerhouse, and with the bowling complemented into Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the likes of Bhuvi coming in, and Natraj and stuff like that, the Indian bowling, I think they look like a very good side. That overseas is probably the strongest overseas in terms of Class and Phillips, Travis Head, and Pat Cummins. Again, Pat Cummins, good bowler. He'll use the pitch. Hyderabad's quite dimension-wise is quite wide, square of the wicket, so he'll hit the hard length. He's not someone who bowls yorkers, but he's a very, very consistent performer, and he will bowl that good back of length. So I think SRH look really good as well, and they will be up for those top 4 spaces. Next team we'll talk about is Delhi. Again, Delhi have had a mixed run. They lost their first 2, and then they beat Chennai which was very good to see from them. David Warner, again, the key for them. He batted really well against Chennai. And the introduction of Prithvi Shaw, first 2 games, Ricky Ponting wasn't pleased, didn't play him, and then the fire ignited in the 3rd game, and he played really well against Chennai. I think he needs to have a big season for DC to get anywhere. And then obviously the revival, Rishabh Pant, it was so good to see him bat against Chennai, and the way he played coming off that horrific accident. And you can see that if those 2 come in with the Indian contingent, and the likes of Marsh and Warner can complement them very well. I thought Khalil Ahmed bowled really, really well there. He got that ball to swing, which troubled Chennai's top order. You saw the fault in Ravindra's game where he was getting leg side of the ball. With the ball swinging in, he struggled because his feet were nowhere. So I think Khalil bowled really well. And then you have Nokia, who's the international contingent. He has to step up as a senior bowler. And I think Delhi look relatively good, with Kuldeep Yadav also going to be in the mix and coming in. So it looks promising for them. They will need to again rely mainly on that. The Indian batting has to fire for them. Punjab Kings, again, a mixed bag. They won their first game and then they lost their next 2. Again, it's how they play. They collapsed in the last game. They were about 10 overs. They were like 100 for no loss, and then they just collapsed and gave it away. Shikhar Dhawan needs to have a big game, a big IPL for them to get anywhere there. And Sam Curran, again, he will need to fire big for them to get anywhere as well. But all in all, I don't see Punjab troubling the top 4 there, any of the top 4. Takeaways from the IPL so far, we've said Riyan Parag, big takeaway, good batting, has paid the faith for Rajasthan Royals. They look good as well. Mayank Yadav, again, this is the one which I am very much excited of. He looks really good. He looks the real deal. And he looks like he could partner India's attack, him and Bumrah, with Mayank Yadav bowling in the middle overs, Bumrah bowling the first 2 at the start and then finishing at the death. So that will be a huge compliment. So I think if them 2, you get a Kuldeep Yadav, a Ravindra Jadeja, that's a really good bowling attack they've got there for India. Otherwise, this was our IPL roundup. We will catch you in the next one. Have a great time. It's been a great IPL. Scores are going big. The 2 bouncer rule is bringing the bowlers into play as well. And then the fielding has been exceptional. You saw yesterday Nicholas Puran with that run out and those catches directed from all the way down from long off. And then, yeah, we have seen all the best cricketing action there, and we hope to see more.